GEO was my number one top conviction pick in my largest position. Godfather will talk about NBIS in a second. His number one pick. Look at the strength. Look at how it's beating the market the last several days. NBIS, his top pick. And look at my GEO. All right, so we had two really good stocks outperforming. GEO, I mean, there's just so much to say. If you guys have been watching our shows or following us on Twitter or you're in our Discord, you know the thesis here. This is an immigration enforcement stock. They work with the immigration services. They're only one of two publicly traded companies. The other one is CXW. GEO fundamentally better positioned to benefit from immigration policy changes as Trump comes into office on Monday. And on top of that, you know, I got the fundamental blessing from the Godfather. This isn't just sentiment. You can justify valuation even much higher than here on GEO. In addition to that, you have a big short position. You have a lot of open interest coming into, I've been talking about gamma squeeze and short squeeze potential. If you look at the options chain, there was a lot of open interest on the $30 closing this week. You see a lot of that moving up. People are moving their options up to 33, 34, 35 for this week. The OI doesn't seem huge, but when you compare it to the daily volume, it is big enough to actually cause some gamma action. And then on top of that, 2 days ago, Wedbush comes out and raises their price target on GEO to 46 from 30. And then today, Jones Trading comes out, raises the price target from 32 to 55. So everyone's getting ahead of this Trump inauguration play. Look at like Fannie Mae, which I've been watching. That's just crazy. Look at this Trump inauguration play just exploding. So now you're seeing that money flow moving into GEO ahead of inauguration. And if you want to be part of this, you got to buy by Friday because the markets are closed on Monday. There's no opportunity to make a quick buck and a quick win on Monday when Trump has signed his executive orders. If you want to be in this speculative play, the buying pressure is going to be between now and Friday. This has been an unbelievable play. My largest common share position, my largest call position, making bank. I have not sold any of my calls yet. Maybe not a good idea. I probably should take some off the table. But GEO, Godfather, any thoughts on this, GEO? I know I leaned on you a little bit to give me a little extra conviction that you do like the fundamental valuation on this.
Yeah, there's three things that I wanted to point out on GEO from a fundamental standpoint. Number one, there's still room in terms of cash flow multiple relative to its historical multiples. So, you know, the prices that you're talking about in the high 30s, which I think is probably where you're going to exit this trade. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
I'm going to exit. My exit is
you're still
my exit's time based, so I'll be selling probably at least half of my position by Friday before the news, and I'll leave some in case there's good news, you know, next week. And it's not just executive orders, but you know, they may have to pass some things in Congress and stuff in the first few weeks. I think my prediction is that GEO will peak 3 to 4 weeks after inauguration, similar to what it did in 2016-17.
Yeah, I agree with that. And if it does so in the sort of, you know, high 30s, it might even stretch to low 40s. You're still low double digits in terms of an EV/EBITDA multiple. The other thing is they have more capacity than their competitor. So, you know, potentially they've got more growth should they get a large contract or their ability to fulfill that contract. They have the monitoring program, the ankle bracelets, which is a recurring revenue SaaS type margin business, which you don't see at CXW. And the last thing is we know that they are closer to the Trump administration than CXW in terms of their lobbying efforts and the management team there. So I just point out all of those things. You are getting a slight premium in terms of, or paying a slight premium in terms of multiple relative to CXW, but for the reasons I just mentioned, I think it's justified.
Great. All right. Beautiful. GEO continues to be my largest position.